Hey YouTube, Elite Legionario here, and today I am bringing you a very cool 3 versus 3 battle. And in this game I shall command Egypt, and my 2 allies, when I started in the game up, they just copied me and went with Egypt as well, and our opponents all went with Rome, so it's a Egypt versus Rome 3 versus 3, which is quite cool because these 2 factions are clearly the most overpowered in the game, so that makes a good matchup. So my army consists of 6 units of Pharaoh's guards, gold. I also have a Nubian Spearman as a Peeler Shield, seeing as I'm up against Rome. I have 4 units Gold Attack Regular Bowmen, 2 units of Gold Attack, Silver Attack Pharaoh's Bowmen, and 6 units of Gold Desert Cavalry. So I very rarely, if ever, use chariots, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't overpowered by them. My allies didn't bother with the same sentiment. There's Legionary of the Black Clan. He has 6 units of gold Pharaoh's Bowman like me, a Peasant for a Peeler Shield, 4 units of Gold Attack Pharaoh's Bowman, and he's got I think it's about 5 units of chariots. I'm not sure what kind of upgrades he's got on them though. And the other ally, Act of Valor, he has 5 units of gold Pharaoh's guards, 3 units of gold Pharaoh's Bowman, and he's got I think he's got 5 or 6 units of chariots, which are gold I think. And I think these ones from Legionary are also gold. I go with Desert Cavalry because it makes it more challenging. They're still very good, Desert Cavalry, still gives you plenty of fighting abilities, but chariots just too overpowered in my opinion. But I'm pretty confident with these chariots at the time that we would be able to beat them. The greatest concern obviously is urban cohort. Our infantry is no match for Roman infantry, but our cavalry is certainly a match for Roman infantry, and we've got a lot of missile units, which is Egypt's strength. Missiles and chariots are Egypt's strength. But I only brought 2 Pharaoh's Bowmen. I just went with the regular Bowmen because I think also Pharaoh's Bowmen are probably like the best archers in the game in a lot of ways. In terms of actual longest range, most effective archers, it's Forrester Warband, but because Pharaoh's Bowmen are so well armoured and they can fight in the melee, it gives them a better all-round effectiveness. So the other 2 we've just gone with Pharaoh's Bowmen alone, so these guys have gone with kind of the pretty traditionally accepted Egyptian armies. I've gone with one of my Egyptian variants. Usually when I play I go Desert Cav, but sometimes I'll toss in some Nile Cav and stuff. I want a bit of a challenge. Now sometimes I use Desert Axeman as a flanking unit as well. So yeah. So I deploy up here. Because just in case they deployed all together in the middle, I didn't want to be too separate from my foes, from my allies rather. Now, my opponent, Stray Cat, he is in command of the Scipio Romans, and he has 6 units of urban cohort with 2 upgrades, and he's got a starter unit in front. I'm not quite sure, he probably just had excess money. He's got 6 units of 2 upgrade Praetorian cavalry, and he's got 6 units of archers. He's got 2 Roman archers and 4 Roman archers and 2 archer auxilia. So he's gone with a very big and big but very little upgrades on his army. The middle player, Cockfighter. I wish people didn't use such crude names. But then again, I suppose there is such a thing as cockfighting. He has 6 units rather of gold urban cohort, 2 units of archer auxilia, and 4 units of triarii. He's brought a very smart army, a very good anti-chariot army by bringing triarii, so a very good move there. He probably should have brought more archers though if he was going for the whole anti-chariot. Oh wait a minute, sorry, my bad, he did. He brought 4 units of Roman archers as well. So he brought a very good anti-Egyptian army in my opinion. And finally, Lantry who was in the command of the Brutio Romans. He has 4 units of silver urban cohorts. I think it's 4 units of gold attack archer auxilia, a couple of auxilia as well, which are silver, and I think it's 4 Praetorian cav, I'm not too sure. So anyway, I'm moving up. I'm getting shot at quite a bit here. So this is it's a good idea to bring lots of missiles to combat Egypt, and but I like to, when I play with Egypt, I like to never bring chariots, and sometimes bring lots and lots of desert cav and more infantry to sort of offset people's expectation of chariots and missiles, which is what the normal Egyptian army is. So originally I deployed down here just to be sure I might, in case they are deployed real close, I could help my allies, but for the most part these two are going to be able to fight together, and I'm going to be able to take care of the Scipii by myself. So that's the plan. So the archer duel starts off in his favour, but Egyptian archer skill is supreme. These regular bowmen are about equal with these Roman archers, but Pharaoh's bowmen are heavily armoured and excellent archers with long range, so they'll come in extremely deadly in a moment. So over here, as you can see, some skirmishing has gone on, obviously, and it's pretty even. These urban cohort are coming forward, and this is where these two Egyptian armies are going to pay big time. These urban cohort are so much better as infantry than our guys, it's just not funny. This is where they definitely need the Pila shield, and wisely he brought some peasants, but the problem with peasants is they're only clumped in a circle, and they make a poor Pila shield because you can't stretch them out across the whole line. So when I see this coming in here, I'm tempted to go and help Legionary against these Julii guys, but Scipii player charges his Praetorians and forces me to use my cavalry. So as you can see, my Pila shield has actually been shot up quite a bit, so I'm not going to have much of a Pila shield here, but my plan here is to phalanx rush or charge this Scipii army so it won't be able to use its Pila. That's my plan, because if they get their Pila off, I will definitely lose. So as you can see over here, these urban cohorts are just eating these Pharaoh's bowmen guards alive. So here I rush and destroy his Hastati, which I thought was a rather waste of time. But as you can see, I've fully engaged him pretty much before he can get his his Pila in rather. And here I'm going to surround his get a surround on his Praetorians, and my axemen will, my desert axemen will eat them alive with their armor-piercing axe. They're nearly as good as headhunting maidens, so a very deadly force here. So all the while I'm shooting archers into here as well, arrows into there as well. So I've got my opponent pretty well handled, but Legionary, or the Black Clan, is about to collapse, and that will leave the other guy to fight the two alone. So my allies are not doing so well, but I'm doing pretty good. This urban had the potential to outflank me.
He is filled only by a desire to save his own skin.
So, but fantastically, I managed to win the cav battle, and now I'm coming in for hammer and anvil strikes. This is probably where desert cav isn't so good because it's a light cavalry unit, but I'm doing it anyway because I need to beat these urbans down so I can go help my allies. Not a lot I can do about it otherwise. So here I route these urban units along here, and I'm starting to route this urban line now. So the key to the success against these urbans was okay, yes, they had a lot more upgrades, but urbans are a heck of a lot better than Pharaoh's guards to begin with, so it was probably pretty even balanced. But the success was not allowing him to use his Pila, so either a Pila shield or rush in quickly, depending on how skillful you are at timing the rush, charge rather. So these Pharaoh's bowmen are going to get hit up, and fortunately though, because chariots are so deadly against cavalry, these guys take care of these guys' cav, which means I won't have to face them.
The enemy general has been killed and his men lose hard.
So I'm just mopping up the remnants of these archers with my cav because I don't need them shooting me in the back. And fortunately I still have plenty of arrows left, and my Pharaoh's bowmen are going to be of significant use, and I've got a hill advantage. But as you can see, poor Active Valor, he hasn't really got much of a chance. But these chariots have been very helpful dealing with all these archers and cavalry, which makes my life a lot easier.
Your allies are cowards, barely fit to be called men. They should be sacrificed to the gods for running.
So I'm the only one who's managed to stand up to my opponent, and that's probably more in due part to the fact that he had a less upgraded army. But it also goes to show that this traditional Egyptian army is not always, the best, and they didn't really have very good peeler shields, which is important against Rome. So here I'm just bashing down the remainder of these Urban Cohort, but Urban Cohort are tough and they're holding in. So now I see that a lot of these archers are completely unsupported, so my cavalry is going to come down and get them in a minute. If I can get rid of their cavalry, I can pin them and get behind them.
Leaderless, their general has been killed. It is a black day when the mighty fall.
So basically I've got my archer advantage now, which they don't have, so I'm hoping I can pin them and then get round them. Fortunately for me, their peeler has been thrown, I think, so they're not going to be of much use against me. Now I turned off a lot of my arrows here because I didn't want to waste them, because I saw the opportunity to use my desert cav, my remaining desert cav, to mop up archers. My cavalries are pretty much no use to me anymore, so I'm not, well, they're not entirely useless except for like mopping up archers, but they'll rout if I use them in hammer and anvil attacks, but I can still do plenty of damage to these archers. So here I come in with the strike and I rout this archer unit, and as you can see, the Roman have pretty much got full armies of gold Urban Cohort. So at this time I was a wee bit thinking, well, I'm pretty screwed here. I don't have a lot left, and these guys have got way better infantry, and I've got no cavalry left, or very little cavalry left. Both my allies quit here, which was kind of annoying because we still could have worked together, because he still had these Pharaohs. The Active Valor had these Pharaoh's bowmen. They could have been used to shoot the flanks and, just harass them so that I could have more of a chance. I just don't like it when people leave like that. If you lose, you lose. Don't just quit. I just think it's cheap, and kind of like saying, oh, well, I lost, it's not worth playing anymore. It can be frustrating when you lose, but you shouldn't quit. So anyway, I'm going to stay up here for now. I will advance down though, because I don't really like hill camping, but considering my situation here, I'm probably justified in doing it for a bit. So here I go after these archers a bit, but I don't see the point. I need my cav elsewhere, and I'm fortunate because what happens here is these two attack me, they don't work together to attack me. I guess they thought they could just easily beat me down, and this works to my advantage because I've still got quite a few pikes left and a significant number of bowmen, or at least Pharaoh's bowmen. They're all good bowmen. Got a few of my regular bowmen as well though. So I see that he's moving these Urban Cohorts along, and I'm going to rush them right now because I basically want to see if I can catch them out of formation and catch them in the side like that. So in a moment I will rush them. So now I'm rushing them, and I'm going to shoot them in the flanks here because their sides are exposed, and basically I just want to thin them out. And this is good because it gives me a height advantage. He's going to sling these two Urbans around the side, but these the AI actually comes in useful here because these guys, my allies, are AI controlled, because I said they quit before, and they're shooting me in the backs. Now I'm going to pin these Urbans down. Now interestingly enough, these Urbans are losing. I'm not sure why. They might have been a lot more tired. Yeah, they're a lot more tired than my men are. So my men are winning. and they also get shot in the back by these archers while receiving fire from my archers.
The gods smile upon you today. The enemy general has been killed and his men lose heart.
So I'm going to hit these urbans with my archers who are now out of arrows. And over here I'm in a bit of trouble, so I'm surrounded. But his men are rout again. It's because they're all exhausted that they're routing like this. They've been running around for ages and it's just tired them. And now the Brutii Roman comes in, and his men are also very tired as well, but so are mine, so this one will be a lot more even. They could have easily beat me if they'd worked together, but they probably felt a bit overconfident, and it's cost them. So now I've got time to reform my line, and I'm basically just going to do the same thing and make sure that there's no Pila going to hit me. So I pin this lot here, and it works out nicely. But as you can see, my men are kind of warmed up and stuff, you see. They're not tired, whereas these urbans are tired. If it were fresh, I would absolutely get owned. I've also had the height advantage for the most part of the fighting, which gives me an edge. And this also enables me to bring multiple units to one unit, because he's not bringing all his units in at once. So that's enabling me to use my inferior pikes, but using them in mass against one target. And he also makes a big mistake here. He charges all his men into this one unit here. Not a good move, because now I'm going to sling these two around the side and I will surround him. So obviously his urbans are beating me at the moment, but now I have completely surrounded him, and because he's surrounded, the morale they suffer from being surrounded, they break. So that's great. These Pharaoh guards here are getting destroyed because they're pretty badly positioned. But now I bring in my Pharaoh's bowmen, and this is what I'm talking about Pharaoh's bowmen being so good, because they're actually quite good at melee as well. So now I'm going to get my own surround down in these urban cohort. But they're very tired and exhausted, stage. My guys are still, a lot of them are warmed up, you see, and eager and stuff. So these urbans are completely surrounded, and this is basically how you want to get urbans. You want to surround them and things like that, because otherwise they'll just punch through just about anything. But I was really quite stunned when I was playing this that my men lasted this long, because I mean Pharaoh's guards are in no way a match for urban cohort, and these urbans got just as many upgrades as my Pharaoh's guards. But they are receiving a whole heap of arrows in their backs, I think, so that's also helping very much so. And I've got the height advantage, so plus my men are more fresh, so there's a few things to my advantage that are evening this out a little more. But it's really edgy and close here. Like I said, if the Brutii and Julii had timed their attacks together, they would have destroyed me, but because they didn't, I was able to take them out one at a time. But I guess they thought because they had urbans that they could win pretty easily, because urbans, like I keep saying, are a lot better than Pharaoh's guards. So, as you can see, when I was playing this, I was quite stunned that I was actually turning out on top of this fight. I couldn't believe it. This is like, basically, I'm the one who's defeated all three opponents, and that's like never, ever happened in all the time I've been playing. So, I'm really quite chuffed about it, eh? So here I'm going to this AI comes in for a charge, which is brilliant, because the AI doesn't do this sort of thing usually, but it does.
Drive them from the battlefield!
So by now I'm probably, when I was playing this, I think I was like sitting at the keyboard with my mouth half open, because I've never seen this sort of thing happen where Pharaoh's guards do so well against urban cohort. I've watched many a battle and done many a battle as Egypt against these urbans, and just watch my men get walked on over and over and over and over again. And I've walked on others when I used to use urbans much back in my earlier playing days, and walked all over Pharaoh's guards with them. But the key to my success was not allowing my men to take any Pila, and using height, better positioning, basically terrain, using arrows to shoot their flanks, and also allow my men more time to rest, as opposed to these urbans who are running around all over the battlefield and would have gotten a lot more tired. So there are a few things that went in my favour.
Your skillful command has snatched a victory from the jaws of defeat, but only just.
So it's a very close victory, but one I was really pleased with, at least for my performance in it, because it's not the kind of victory I get very often. So I had 1,373 men. I got 1,897 kills and I had 405 men remaining. Legionary of the Black Clan had 1,201 men. He got 583 kills and he had 291 men remaining. Active Valor had 919 men. He got 787 kills and he had 206 men remaining. Lantry, who was the Brutii Romans, had 974 men. He got 824 kills and he got 131 men remaining. The Julii player had 1,303 men, he got 1,361 kills and he had 122 men remaining. And Stray Cat, who was the Scipii, had 1,379 men, he got 808 kills and he had 103 men remaining. So if you look at their stats, they're sort of probably a bit more balanced out. And here's all our stats here. My army, as you can see, did really well. Everything performed pretty good, except perhaps a couple of my bowmen and my Nubian spearmen didn't really get to use its Peter shield because it got hammered by all those arrows. But I mean, Desert Cav, absolutely fantastic against killing heavy cavalry, and all of them did good except for that unit there that got caught a bit on its own. But my Pharaoh's bowmen got tons of kills. Pharaoh's guards got heaps of kills. My bowmen got plenty of kills too. But my allies didn't do so well, as you can see. Pharaoh's bowmen, obviously they did good because they're always good. And these chariots, you see these chariots, I found with chariots you've got to keep them moving. If they get stuck in a fight, they really suffer, and they get bogged down, they'll get beaten quickly, especially against heavy infantry. You just keep moving with them because they've got no defence. They've got heaps of attack and stuff and hit points, but no defence. And my other ally, I'm not sure which one this was, he looks to have done a bit better in the overall basis. His chariots seem to have done a lot more, and his Pharaoh's guards seem to do okay. His bowmen did good too. So my allies did their part. They made sure I didn't have cavalry to deal with, and they just sort of weakened the enemy. So good job on their part, and good game to Lantry, Cockfighter and Stray Cat. Good game to all of them, and hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.